I actually just want to help you. If you do the stuff in this video, you will become irresistible to women. Let's get into the video, fellas. Now, the fundamental law you must understand. Now, this is one of my laws of attraction. Forces laws of attraction. Right? I even had to put my name before it. That's how much of an ego I've got. Women only date up. That is a requirement. You must be higher value than them. This is why I'm going to get to the meat of this video, but you have to understand this first. This is why you are invisible to women, because they perceive you as lower value than them. Now, fellas, there are only two ways you can increase your value. Two big things. And obviously these split into smaller buckets. Number one is physical. Number two is mental. Okay. Now, let me draw this out. Physical, fellas, it's broken down into a few buckets. Athleticism. If I can spell. Fashion and grooming and bullshit like that. Body language, vocal tonality and words. And then fourth, resources. I'm going to break each of these down in a minute. Then mental is more of a high level one. Do it in a different color for you. It's broken down into traits, mindset, beliefs, masculine swagger, seductive charm, and obviously a few more, which I'll get into in a minute. But these are the really only things you can do to increase your value as a man, fellas. Right? These are the big things. Now, I'll break these down at one by one. Athleticism. By the way, fellas, if you tick all of these boxes the way I'm going to tell you to, you literally become what I call a 10 out of 10, which basically just means you are irresistible to a woman. Now, disclaimer, very, very few men have all of these mastered. Hence, very, very few men are 10 out of 10. I'd say maybe 1 in 3,000 males you're going to meet will be a 10 out of 10 attractiveness to women. That's how rare it is. You have to be number one out of 2,999 other men. If you want the results, you'll be willing to do the work. If you don't, I don't care. Right. First, athleticism. Now, this is a pretty obvious one, but I'm not going to tell you stuff you would have expected. This is really split into a few buckets, right? First, and the most obvious one, is your physique. Okay. Second is your strength. And then the third, a bit weird, is actually your athletic ability. Okay. These are the three big things of athleticism. First of all, fellas, you have to have a good physique. This is a requirement. Not all of you fat motherfuckers coming on this video. Get in the gym. Stop being a loser. Just fucking swallow the pill and just get in the gym. If you don't want to do it, stop complaining about not getting women. I'll give you a few pointers for physique, fellas. You want to be muscular. Wow, newsflash for us. I didn't see that one coming. You want to be lean. But most importantly, you want to be heavy, large, and you want to look like you have the capacity to inflict physical punishment, which basically means you look like a big, strong, scary motherfucker. If you do that, you've ticked that box. Second, strength. It's not enough to just be muscular and lean. You actually have to be physically strong, right? You have to be physically strong. This is very important. I'll give you the strength benchmarks and you motherfuckers are going to go, Force, that's impossible. Shut the fuck up and get on with it. Bench press. You're going to be doing 180 kg, 1 rep max, which is 400 lbs, 400 pounds, right? Squat, 270 kg, which is about 600 pounds. Then deadlift, somewhere around here, right? I don't know what that is in pounds, like 650 or some bullshit. Fellas, these are obviously monstrous strength numbers. Like these, your top, like 0.1%, so 1 in 1,000, right? If you have these numbers. But the point is, you're not supposed to go into the gym for 5 months and then hit these numbers. No. It's a process of ongoing improvement, right? If you have a 140 kg bench, you're gonna be feeling like hot as shit. You're gonna be like, look, motherfucker, I'm stronger than 99.5% of men. I feel good about myself, right? But if you really want the true rock solid, unbreakable confidence, fellas, if you really want to be a 10 out of 10 on this scale, these are the strength numbers you have to hit. Note that, fellas, you don't have to be perfect in all of these, right? Like I said, you can have a 140 kg bench, but you're still going to feel like hot shit because you're better than most men. That's probably going to put you at like an 8.5 out of 10 on the scale. You don't have to be perfect. These are just the perfect benchmarks if I was building a 10 out of 10 man. Now, the final category in athleticism is athletic ability. Right, athletic ability. Basically, fellas, this is just your zone 2 cardio. So meaning you want to be able to run for what seems like an unlimited distance. You want to be flexible. You want to be able to generate explosive amount. You want to be able to generate force explosively, so have explosive power, plyometrics, right? And you want to be able to generate a large amount of force, which is basically just strength. And you want to be able to use all of this. So, and I'll give you an example of the way you could demonstrate athletic ability, right? It could be like easily picking your girl up. For example, a few weeks ago, the girl I'm dating, I can't remember how we got into this, but for some reason I picked her up. I think she asked me to do it as a joke, but she was very drunk. So was I. Yes, Force Ops does drink alcohol on special occasions. Special occasions. So she was like, oh, pick me up or some bullshit. I picked her up, right, and I run up like 3 massive flights of stairs, put her down, wasn't even out of breath. And the way I picked her up, fellas, it was effortless. This shit like this is massively attractive to women. So it's not just enough to be muscular, you have to be athletic. You can't be some bodybuilder faggot. Right? You can't do that. Not attractive to women. You have to be athletic primarily. Oh my God, we're going to be here all day. Right, let me get through the next ones pretty quickly. Right, next category was body language, I believe. Before you find it. Yeah. Body language, vocal tonality, and words. Right? And this section is pretty interesting because this section is going to link with the next section, right? The mental traits. This is really important you understand this. Fellas, basically, you want to have body language, vocal tonality, and words that demonstrate you are cool, calm, collected, confident. Right? That's the key. These are the most important things to attract women. Cool, calm, collected, confident. We're actually going to come back to these in a minute when I hit this section. So just bear this in mind. I'm going to go more in detail on this later. Right, the next section. Don't know why I'm scrolling up. I have notes in front of me. Okay. Next section is fashion. I'll actually just tell you exactly what I wrote. Fashion, grooming, and bullshit like that. That's what it says on my notes. Right. This stuff is important, but not as important as you think it is. I'll give you the 80-20. You want to wear clothes that fit, that have been ironed, right? That are mainly plain, dull, muted colors. Okay? You don't want to be wearing any bullshit with a massive logo on it or anything like that. Be wearing plain, dull, muted colors, right? No bullshit big logo. You want to wear clothes that fit you, ironed, look good. Key thing is they're clean. So wash them every time after you use them. Don't be re-wearing clothes. Don't be re-wearing clothes. Next step is grooming, fellas. Get a haircut often, like every 4 weeks. Trim your beard multiple times a week, depending on how fast it grows. Oh dear. Nearly there. Yep, trim your beard, depending on how fast it grows. What else is there? Smell good. Right, shower 2 times a day, morning and evening. Always shower before you go out. Breath is a massive one. Always have fresh breath. Right, this section is really small, but also really important. I'd say another key thing regarding fashion and grooming, fellas, is you want to wear you want to wear and groom yourself in a way that makes you feel confident, right? So I'm not going to go into how I dress, but I dress in a way that when I wear those clothes, when I wear those brands, when I wear this style of clothing, I feel very confident. I feel very secure. I feel like hot shit. That's the key. Another key, you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. Like, you don't want to wear shit that's like painted onto you. You don't want to wear fucking skin tight fucking jeans. You get the point, right? You don't want to be wearing bullshit like that. You don't want to look like you're trying too hard. You want it to look natural. And the key thing is, fellas, wear shit that makes you feel like hot shit. Wear shit that makes you feel confident. Okay? Right. Resources. This is the next section. This is going to be obvious, right? Money, car, apartment, house, bullshit like this, right? Connections, all bullshit like this. I'm never going to lie to you, fellas. This stuff matters, right? Unlike all the other gurus in this space, I really don't need your money. And I actually just want the best for you. So I'm going to tell you the truth. If you have stuff like this, it will boost attraction. It will help. If you really want to be playing in the upper echelons, and you really want to be a 10 out of 10 male, you need these pieces ticked. Also, fellas, these pieces are going to give you massive confidence boosts as well. Right, so they are important. Right. Oh God, we're flying through these. Section 2. So we just covered the physical things, right? So if I just write them out again. Physical. Athleticism, we covered this, right? Body language, vocal tonality, and the words. We covered that, but we're going to cover it more in detail in a minute. 3 was your fashion and grooming. And 4 was your resources, right? This is the physical side of it. This is things that people can directly see and touch with their own, see with their eyes and touch with their hands. These are things people can see, right? The next section, which I should have said this at the beginning, but the next section, which is arguably, in fact, not arguably, is way more important, is the mental side of things. Okay? The mental side of things. So I'll actually give you my list. Again, this is not exhaustive. This is just a high-level video, just to give you some ideas. Traits, confidence, masculine swagger, seductive charm, calmness, masculine rock, unreactivity, slow, smooth, controlled, cool, mindset, and beliefs. So you can see there's a lot of stuff under here. I'm not going to break each of them down in detail because we'd be here all day. If you do want, in fact, let me just shamelessly plug my shit. If you do want me to show you exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, if you want me to break all of these down in detail, well, I do that in my paid system. And if you want to buy that, top link in the description. If you don't fucking buy it. Right. Let's continue. These things, fellas, are what women are true. What you have to understand is these are what women are truly selecting for. All of the things that I discussed in the physical section, so like the physique, the money, the grooming, all of that bullshit, the body language, all of these things display certain traits, right? Let me give you an example. To become wealthy, fellas, it requires a number of traits which are incredibly difficult to get, right? Persistence, fearlessness, right? Work ethic, sacrifice, discipline, delayed gratification, right? The ability to say no, impulse control, right? Emotional control, emotional mastery, right? Focus. These are all highly attractive traits to women. Let me give you another example, right? If I just talk about the physique, why do women want a man with a nice physique, right? Because it will make her feel more confident in his presence, safer, right? These are all mental traits you can get, right? Confidence, right? So that's what I'm saying, fellas. Everything stems from the mental. Everything stems from the mindset. Okay, this is what you want to develop. Obviously, you want to develop the physical things because they help, right? The money, the physique, the fashion, the grooming, the body, all of this stuff. But it's all to display your mental traits. This is way more important when it comes to attracting women than any physical bullshit you could have, right? So the key thing is, fellas, the key thing is, the sole goal of all of this is to improve, is to go from a man who some of you watching this might be a 0.5, a 3.5, a 4.5, a 1.5, all the way there, is to go all the way, is to progress up the ranks. And as you progress up the ranks of value, fellas, as you go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5, as you get up, as you play at higher levels, you'll find that women throw themselves at you. Right? When you speak to women, they want to give you their number. They want to go on a date with you. They want to secure you. They want to lock you down. Right? This is the problem I run into now. When I date, women want to lock me down. Like they do stupid tricks to try and get themselves pregnant. They want to lock you down. Right? So obviously there's new problems, but I'd much rather have the problem of having too many women than not having enough. Right? You get the point. Anyway, won't go too much into detail on that. The whole point, fellas, is to level up, right? And what you have to, a brutal truth, fellas, you have to understand is, if you want women to like you for who you are or the guy you are, no, you will continue to get undesirable results. I'm not telling you to fake shit. I'm telling you to actually do the work to level up. That's what I'm advising. This is the real shit that no one on the internet is going to tell you. Because when I tell you stuff like this, it doesn't make you want to buy my course. This is why no one says this stuff. It's not good for business to tell you the truth like this. But luckily I can, because I just want the best for you. You have to understand that. This is the real shit. You have to do the work to improve. I've told you what to work on. Now you have to go and do it. Right. That's out of the way. Let me go to the next concept in this monster video. Right. Now that we've identified this, now it's like, well, Force, thank you for the information. What do I do now? Well, now, fellas, you have to enter the self-development, monk mode, grind phase of your life. That's what you do next, right? And this takes time. But the big goal of this, fellas, for me at least, and I have a humongous, uncontrolled, competitive drive in my blood that doesn't allow me to physically be second place at anything I do. Maybe you don't have that. But if you're watching this deep into the video, you probably do have that competitive drive, like me. But the big goal for me, fellas, my minimum hygienic standard is to be a 1 in 3,000 male. Meaning, if I'm in a competition with 3,000 men, I'm going to place number 1. There's going to be 2,999 men below me. When you play at this level, even when you play at a slightly lower level, so say 1 in 300, which by the way is just 0.3% man, and this is obviously 0.03%, right? When you play at this level, fellas, this level is probably a 9.25, and I'd say this level is probably a 9.75, maybe a 10. You're getting close right there. Here, that the margins are so small, right? The margins are so small. But that's my goal. That's the level I want to play at. And if I wasn't playing at least at 1 in 300 level, I wouldn't be able to do anything. In the time I wasn't sleeping, I wouldn't be able to do anything that wasn't getting me closer to becoming a 1 in 300 man. So I've given you the high level blueprint, fellas. I've given you the high level blueprint, right? You know what you need to work on. I've given you the categories, right? So you got the mental. I'm going to scroll down, don't worry. and you got the physical. I've told you what you need to work on. It's just an aggregation of marginal improvements daily. So eventually you can go from, I don't know, that 1.5 out of 10 all the way to that 8.25. If you do that, your life will change. But when I say this, fellas, the important thing you have to understand is when I say like level up, I don't just mean make more money or buy a better car. Yes, those things help. That's a component of becoming more successful. But you also have to learn the other stuff. You have to learn the body language. You have to learn the vocal tonality. You have to learn the verbal communication. You have to learn all of this stuff, right? You have to learn how to have seductive charm. You have to learn the mindsets. You have to learn the belief. You have to learn masculine swagger. You have to learn how to be her masculine rock. All of these are components that you have to learn. And when they're combined together, that's how you play at higher levels. That's how you become a higher value man. That's what this is. I hope this video, and there's still a bit more to go, but I hope this video was sort of cleared up, like what actually causes attraction. See, if you've noticed, fellas, like no one knows what they're talking about in this space. Like everyone's saying all these different things. No, do this, do this, do... No. I hope I've cleared up what actually creates attraction now. Okay, so you actually know. Right, there's components that if worked on, increase your attraction, increase your attractivity, increase your value. That's the key word, value. You only increase your value by improving in all areas. Okay? So like I said, it's not enough just to be rich, not enough just to be good looking, it's not enough just to be athletic. You have to have the mental components as well. And this is why you'll often see rich guys, guys with big muscles, guys who are good looking, tall, whatever, who get no results. Like I was like this when I was younger. Like I was good looking, right, athletic, tall, and I still got fucking zero because I didn't have this in place. I didn't have the right body language. I didn't have the seductive charm. I didn't have the masculine swagger. I didn't have any of that. You need all of them. Fellas, if you want to learn more advanced stuff like this, if you want my complete system that covers everything, female psychology, high status body language, high status vocal tonality, high status words, exactly when to say, what to say, how to say it, exactly what to do to make her obsessed with you, how to become irresistible to women, the exact targets you need to hit, exactly what to do to become that 10.0 man, to become that 1 in 3,000 man, or just to go from 1.5 to 6.5, or go from 2.75 to 8.75. If you want to do that, fellas, my dating system is probably perfect for you, although I don't know because I haven't spoken to you yet. But if that sounds interesting at all, click the top link in the description, go to the page, watch the video, and if it sounds interesting, apply. If it doesn't, don't apply. It's just more headache for me if you do. But I want to help you, so I'm willing to put up with a little bit of it. Anyway, fellas, I will see you in the next video.